Evening all, Ray back for another Transformers transformation review thingy. Yes, good old time in here. So, yeah, new pictures of leader class Bumblebee. Okay, do not care about that. I like leader classes, and I'll get I probably won't. I don't know about the new Prime. We'll see what happens. Definitely get Sentinel Prime for sure, and I'll definitely get Ironhide. I'm not sure I want a Bumblebee. There's so many freaking Bumblebees in the world. Excuse me. Is it any wonder now we have Wave 2 of Regal Shield? Is it any wonder? Excuse me. Chariot. Not very nice. Is it any wonder that it's the Bumblebees that are left in the show? I don't think so. You know, I was thinking Hasbro, in their wisdom, thought, okay, well, we'll repaint the Bumblebee and we'll stick it in along with the Wave 2 because, of course, they're going to buy them because we've given them a Wreck-Gar, a Perceptor, and a Laser Prime. So there's just that the stores are going to have to buy the boxes, you know, and we can just let that go, you know. We just won't have to try very hard, and it's not going to cost us an awful lot of money just to repaint this fucker, you know. I may be wrong, I may be being very cynical, but I don't think so. So a nice big shout out. I had a nice shout out there. What's that there? From Macquarie there, Dorian. Lovely cheekbones. We didn't really say. We just said he watched me. There you go. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he watched me because I show strange things. Strange things, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you don't. Wow, this really is. A lot of you will be looking at that. Go. It's a Power Ranger. No, it's not. It's not. It's actually a Transformer. It's a Bruticus from the R.I.D line. Now here's a little interesting little bit of BG. He is a Predacon. Well, I would have said obviously, but he was originally going to be a Maximal from the Beast Machines line, and of course for some reason that was cancelled. Oddly, because when you watch it, it's the most successful, in my humble, of all the Transformers animated series going out there. Some of the recent ones have been pretty good as well. Prime's shaping up alright. Animated was absolute honey. Cybertron was. And the less said about the rest of the Unicorn trilogy, the better. Really, the better. So let's have a look at this guy. So I'll give you the little bit of BG, and I managed to find a little bit of BG, not enough to do any harm, just a little bit of BG. Tech spec. Does he say who goes there? He may do because he's Predacon Dog. With 3 heads and a bad dog attitude. Bruticus guards the headquarters and dungeons of Megatron. Megatron has dungeons. He's the dungeons. Megatron has dungeons. He's the last sight that Autobot prisoners see before their cell doors slam shut. And what a sight he is. 3 enormous jaws glittering with razor-sharp teeth. He's not the brightest pooch in the pound. But he is ferocious in battle, inflicting a 3-headed attack of growling, biting destruction. I like that. A 3-headed attack of growling, biting destruction. Where am I so I can show you this stuff? Modes. Well, yes. He does have a dog, 3-headed dog mode. It would have been nice if they had called him Cerberus, and, well, obviously they didn't feel that was appropriate. Now, obviously, that name's in the public domain, so they just could have called him Cerberus, and that would have been fine. And he would have been the only Cerberus in the Transformers canon, absolutely. But here he is, a Bruticus nonetheless. Let's have a look at him. Now, a few little interesting things, questions, like what class is this? It's like halfway between a Deluxe and a Voyager. Feels like it anyway. The plastic this is some of the best plastic on Transformers. Easily some of the best plastic on Transformers. He was originally going to be a Maximal. I can't see how they could have found this a Maximal, but dogs are kind of maybe slightly Maximally. I'll shut up so we can get a bit of a closer look. So there are his 3 heads. There is head number 1, and the jaws do open and close after a fashion, you know. There's head number 2, and it's a little head. You see, little doggy head with odd little jaws, just to accommodate the fact that they're both going to become appendages. And the big old strange fat doggy face in the middle. Now this is an odd looking pooch, definitely. This guy looks like, let me just show you, this is his main head. He looks like he's got mumps He looks like he's got a serious, absolute serious case of mumps. Or either that, or he accidentally swallowed a cybernetic wasp, and he just broke out in swelling. I don't know. It's just the oddest looking thing. But hey, we don't mind odd in the Transformers canon. We do odd, and we're quite used to odd. But he's a wonderfully spiky, archaic, primal, mythical looking thing, which is why I want to call him Service. But indeed, he is a Bruticus. He's got, look at his tail. His tail. He's got, he got three pronged tail as well, and each of them are different. You've got kind of a axe kind of thing, a serrated jobby, and a little kind of drill tool, which is so cute. And each of the dog heads of something. This guy's got a big spike, and you see he's got a little saw, which doesn't move. It looks like it does, but it doesn't. This guy has like a pike or a big spike staff on him, and this guy's got the mumps. So the one in the middle has the mumps. Now, is he movable? Yeah, his legs kind of move a little bit, but don't bother moving him in this mode. Just sit him like that among your Transformers, and have your friends go, "Why have you got a Power Ranger in the middle of your Transformers?" No, let's transform him. Let's transform this absolute honey of a bot, because he really is, for my money, unlike any other Transformer out there. Unlike any other Transformer. Now, apparently, what happened was, of course, Beast Machines was cancelled. Full. It's a lot of it. Bring it back. Hey, Kate Bush doing a new thing, director's cut. Can't wait. World's biggest Kate Bush one here. Can't wait. So where was I? Yeah, but of course, it was so the toy then. The proposed figure was so far down development that they decided just to release him in the R.I.D line, and he was going to be a Predacon. Take this out. Nice weapon, isn't it? Yes, it is. Now, yeah, the things. I mean, there are definitely unofficial fan modes. There's like this kind of it's like a centaur mode, and you can do stuff here. You can give him like a centaur mode. You can have him rear up, and it doesn't look too bad, really. It's not too bad, really. It's as convincing as his three-headed dog mode. But let's just carry on. So these are obviously going to become his legs like that. Now, how is it we do this? It really is. It's a very, really interesting book. Right, my mind is it. I think this is going to happen. Sometimes slightly counterintuitive, this guy, but that's okay. And a defunct gimmick, for sure, a defunct gimmick. Absolutely, for sure. Now, the heads, this is interesting. You see, this, which is one of the dog heads, is going to form elbow. So you pull that out like that. I'll have to think about that again in a minute. And again, look, I went ahead and I've transformed this. You pull this red sheet back. You shouldn't really have to. And what it does is it just exposes another dog head that he can have for his hand, which is so cute. This is not, and it will rotate so they can actually hold things convincingly. Why not? Jesus, you're just going all batshit crazy on my ass, dog. Open up his mumps. Just get rid of his mumps, and all of a sudden, this is what? What are you doing? What is this? And this little section comes down, and it forms his head. And what exactly do we do with this? We're not really sure, but they just kind of sit there, and he has these odd, gigantic, huge ears, and he's lovely because of it. Absolutely lovely. Now let me just have a little look. Gonna have a little look just to make sure I've got the bot transformed right, because the bot is just the bot is he's a strange thing. He's absolutely strange. So the bot. Let's have a look at this strange fucker. So he's got this little waist thing, right? Okay, there's not much going on here. I just have to check it one more time because I have it right. You would think you have it wrong. So this is his waist. Not much happens in the way of his legs. There's a little bit of transformation. You just stand him up, basically. This arm. This is cool. because was one of the dog. This was the back of the dog head. The dog head is the elbow. You stand his little spiky thing up, and you've got a he's got this kind of melee weapon, which is cool. Now, let's have a look at the back of him. He's got this shit going on in the back here, and I mean, it is definitely it's very very close to kibble. This shit just kind of sitting there, but you can get that into an additional kind of power up mode when you're seeing it. It's great stuff. So, where are we going to put this? Where you can put it anywhere you bloody well like. I'll put it there for the minute. Just this big spiky thing there. Put it there and hope for the best. Now, I'm going to put this into his hand. Indeed, he can hold it in his hand because his little doggy jaws will grab it, which is cool. So there is kind of his basic mode. And then, yeah, I know what you're thinking. What is going on with his face there? It's one of the oddest faces in one of the oddest bot faces in Transformers. And indeed, he is one of the oddest bots. He's just convincing as a bot. Now, there are other things here that are even more noteworthy than the fact that he's a three-headed dog, and he's got very odd appendages and heads. Now look at this. Watch this. You take this head to that position. Alright, okay, I'm not even kidding you. You rotate it like that. And underneath that, he has an additional little head. Right, now, I'm not sure they thought it through. I don't know why exactly that is, and no one can really say what is going on here. But, so maybe he has another head like that. And if that wasn't enough, because the dog has 3 heads, the bot also has 3 heads. Right? Okay, so you've got that head as well. And exactly how do you display these heads? There's his other one, and he looks slightly piggy-like there. And in this one, he looks, I don't even know. And all the way at the back, he's got his Predacon Spark Crystal. Now, isn't that the oddest freaking thing? His jaw's going to move as well. He has good movement in his jaw. Very, very odd looking face, but hey, it doesn't matter because he's got 3. Pick one. Not only that, as if that wasn't, and that's a very, very odd thing in my book. These sections here, you just open them out, and you can give them extra arms. Very, very odd, spidery, spindly little arms. Let's just stick this back into his hand. One of the look at it. It's so freaking odd. I'm constantly freaked out by this, and I'm so pleased he's part of Transformers canon. Look at that arm. Look at the state of that arm. These weapons you can't take out. Look at they're really cool. It's kind of molded in. He's just a really odd, funky thing. Now, the reason we can probably think he was going to be almost certainly part of Beast Machines is he has in his chest panel here. You open that up and there's that underneath it. And what does that do? Nothing. Doesn't do anything. There should be obviously a big kind of button in here that you depress and it operates one of the melee weapons or his heads, as like all second year Beast Machine stuff did have, but because he was seconded onto the R.I.D line, they probably just said, we won't finish him. We won't bother finishing him. And that is the thing about this guy. He feels unfinished. Everything about him feels unfinished. His 3-headed dog mode works, and it looks quite good, but nothing about this odd fucker of a robot works. Nothing about it works. But that is the appeal for me completely and utterly. That is the appeal. His head was never ever meant to look like that. It was never meant to look like that. He was never meant to have these little redundant heads that are not alluded to at all. They were bound to have done something. These arms, these additional arms, obviously were meant to have, there was something much more coherent going on that was part of this gimmick, which isn't used. Look, he's just got this big flap on his chest, which does nothing. And for that reason, he stands out among all the Transformers I have. That's 700 Transformers, ladies and gentlemen, as being the freakiest. This single, honest Transformer that I have. And I am so pleased to have him for that reason. If you don't have this guy, and you like the fact that he's a weird, freaking bot, that he's so odd, really posable. He's got 4 arms, and 3 heads, well, 6 heads, because he's got 3 robots' head, and just all kinds of strange things that are really attractive about this bot. He's Megatron's doggy, and he guards his dungeons. So look at this. Look. Have a little close up of his head. Again, it's odd. Another thing I wanted to say very quickly. This camera will not be around for long because very soon I'll be using a Mac. In the space of a couple of months, I'll be using a Mac, so everything's going to be lovely. It's going to look great. So in the meantime, keep with me. Look, he's even got a little remnant of a shackle on his leg, which is so cute. Oh, I love this strange fucker. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, where are we? 16 minutes. Not too bad. Once I get the titles on, I'll come up to about 17 and a half. You're quite good, the lot of you. Ladies and gentlemen, Ray, with R.I.D Bruticus, still puzzled. Bye.